start.
I think that what you see tonight is we all know that we need treatment, to be able to get through the haemophilia. There's a given. You need to have good treatment, you need to have adequate treatment. What this shows is something beyond that. It's really important to be considerate. And I have a feeling that perhaps this will capture some of that on film and will be inspirational for others, not just here in New Zealand, but all around the world.
Kia ora. Ko te Ahuriri, Henare Stirling tōku ingoa. Ko te whānau a Ahuriri.
Do you want to just give us a quick mic check?
Check, chickity check.
There's always the possibility that something will go wrong, that some unexpected event occurs. Do you want me to take that?
You can take that, yep, definitely.
Paul Ockleford speaking. So we should probably run that one again, I think. Huh?
Yep, cool.
My name is Ian DeYoung. I'm the haemophilia physiotherapy practitioner for the Auckland region. I'm also the national clinical lead for haemophilia physiotherapy in New Zealand.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, Elizabeth Berry, Elizabeth Berry, and I'm a retired haematologist and previously director of the Haemophilia Centre, Auckland Hospital.
Morphine Cerebral 20 milligrams. Arthritis, synovitis.
Ko taku ingo ko Henrietta Painga, Mrs. Painga.
2 DHC, long-acting codeine.
Toku whānau au kumātua, Grace, te ahu whenua Grace, toku pāpā, ko Hinero tawa toku mama, koina te pika. Ko te Ahuriri, koe pe te mokopuna tuatahi mai ia patients, rao ko Henare.
When did you first have this idea to do this bike ride?
I first had this idea to ride the coast as a kid. Standing outside Nance, watching Gisborne Boys High, a whole 30 of them trooping up Wainua, heading towards the coast. And the first cousin, I spotted him straight away. Mummy, where you off to? I'm up the coast. On a bike? Yeah, on a bike. No way! Yeah. Ever since that day. But with haemophilia, as I said to Paul, yeah, she was a distant dream.
It was a struggle. Putting it in the right context is the hardest. I suppose the first part of life's journey was making changes, and trying to cope with what we didn't really know much about. And the best answer for that was take him to hospital.
Well, TA came to our attention very early in his life. I think he's coming up for 32 years of age now. Little France, that'll be next, will it? Come on in. And we were aware of him early on, probably about the age of 3 months, when he presented in Gisborne with his severe haemophilia. So you're off starting on Monday morning?
Yeah.
People who have severe haemophilia have bleeds for no cause at all or for the slightest injury approximately once every 10 days to 2 weeks.
What's the total distance that you're planning to do?
469 k's.
469.
And the only way you can treat these bleeds is to replace the missing factor intravenously.
And how many days are you planning to do that over?
8.
8 days?
8.
So you're doing something between 50 and 70 kilometres a day?
Something like that.
And how much training have you done for that? Have you done enough training?
Just mapping out how far. So we're 3 main stages. Gisborne to Te Araroa, 169 kilometres. Te Araroa to Opotiki, 158. Opotiki to Gisborne, 142 kilometres. I think I'll be lucky to get to Tolaga Bay.
How much is Tolaga?
50 k's.
50k.
50 k's, my bro. I needed a test, and Ian said it would take 2 years for my physio, so I thought instead of doing an end of test, how about a halfway small test first.
This is a big test.
Big.
If you had have asked me in 2009 or 2010, would TA be ready for a ride, I would have said no.
TA had a complication about 10% of people have, and that is he developed antibodies to his missing blood factor, and this meant that you couldn't treat him in the usual way. And so he has ended up with a lot more joint damage than other people.
He spent a lot of time in hospital being treated really just with pain relief, with icing, and missing a lot of school.
In those early days when we couldn't treat his inhibitor effectively, he was like somebody with no treatment at all in the old days before you had any treatment. And people in those days, if you had an inhibitor, if you don't have any treatment, most people die before they're 30.
People with haemophilia in the 1920s basically
Even
died.
the 1930s.
The aim of treatment is obviously to prevent the recurrent bleeds and prevent that joint damage, but he wasn't able to have the treatment for the reasons of the factor VIII inhibitor.
How would you describe TA's physical condition?
Okay. TA has what we'd call chronic haemophilic arthropathies. That's severe joint damage related to his history of bleeding into the joints, mainly in the bleeds that he had in childhood. That has meant that both knees, both ankles and both elbows are all affected by severe arthritis. And in particular, the left knee and left ankle are grossly affected.
If the blood is in there, in between the joints, there's the 2 bones, and if you eat pork bones, you know what I'm talking about. There's a gel cap on it, and that gel cap is the gel, the shock absorber between the bone. But if it bleeds, what happens is all that blood in there is sitting there. After 4 hours, iron deposits form from within the blood, the iron, and it eats the gel away. And then what happens is then it starts getting smaller, and then it's bone on bone, and then the bone starts twisting, and that's my knee.
Obviously very severe pain and pain relief issues, dependence on narcotics for pain relief.
That's a food salad.
And also, a sense of general feeling of worthlessness and a lack of self-esteem, and at times he sort of felt quite suicidal, I think. So It was probably around about January of 2000 when we decided to see if we could do something about his inhibitor and turn him back into somebody who is more normally able to be treated for the haemophilia. And it was a bit unusual because by that stage he'd had his antibody, his inhibitor, for about 15 years. And normally the longer you have it, the less likely you are to be successful if you undertake a regimen of immune tolerance. And the immune tolerance is actually giving large amounts of factor VIII in an attempt to suppress those cells that make the antibody. But one of the reasons we undertook it was because we were very successful in tolerising his younger brother, who also had an inhibitor.
He held me first from the day I was born. Ever since, that connection's just always been there. Always loved my brother.
And what about in relation to haemophilia, bro? As your older brother and his bleeding, how did that affect you?
Pretty hard to watch from what I remember, as it would be on anyone, eh? It's not really good to see anyone going through that much pain every day of their life. I mean, at the same time, there's not much you can really do about it, eh? Only just to be there for the bro, and whatever I can do to help, I will. I'll be the one to pull him up, eh?
True.
Yeah, bro. Growing up, he was there for me. Now it's my turn to pay back, eh?
True.
Back then it was really hard, eh? But he hated needles. And that made life harder. Whereas Holden, by the time Holden came along, I was quite educated in it. So it was about educating him about the needle will make you better. You know, this machine is your washing machine, and it's cleaning your blood, so you'll be better. And so yeah, so all those little things we didn't know about for TA, so that was hard. Yeah, I think he's really been dealt a hard blow with this condition, but he's accepted it, and that's the biggest part of it. Cool. I'm just thankful he's got a big heart, and he's not angry about it, because that's what gets him through every day.
Rise inside, go up. Wait. What would it mean for you if you for some reason didn't make it?
Once again, that's life. That's life for me. Always has been. The mind wants to go, but the ankle's going, wake up. You're not going nowhere. So, yeah, that's realistic.
P2's better right now.
Is it?
Yeah. 0, 0.
What do you reckon might be something that will stop you from getting to the end?
Narcotics. Synovitis. Chronic arthritis. Without even getting to the haemophilia.
Oh, not too bad today. Not too bad.
But if you don't get out there and pedal, how would you know? It's the thing about action and talking about it.
I agree. Do you feel TA's ready for this ride?
Well, I don't know how much training TA has done for his ride, but it seems like a very significant undertaking. Even if you were completely able-bodied, it seems to me that it's a significant undertaking. I think one of the features is that he's clearly strongly motivated to do it, and if he wants to do it and wants to succeed, then provided his body stands up to the stresses of riding that distance every day, then there's no reason why he won't succeed.
Really ready to test out his new fitness and strength riding his bike.
Awesome. So do you think that he's prepared for this bike ride?
I think he's as well prepared as he can, and this is a really good challenge.
It's brilliant, Doctor. It's good.
You will edit that out. I think he's prepared himself very well, both physically and mentally, and I have great hopes that this bike ride will be a great success.
Before and after.
I would have been quite keen for him to see it go for a much shorter distance at the start, because as I say, 500 kilometres, although broken up on several days, it's still, that does take a toll on the body. The important thing for us was not 500 Ks, it was the fact that he was training, and it was the training that made the difference that we wanted to see him do. And once he had mentally made that step that he wanted to get fit and he wanted to improve his lifestyle, do things to help himself, once he got there, my job was relatively easy.
The one word that comes to mind about TA doing this ride is that he is courageous.
I'm the blood of all people. I do this in honour of every living thing.
Having seen TA 2 years ago, I think that is awesome, amazing. Just a minute, we have to find the right word. What word would you like me to have, Neville? Amazing.
No, I think he'll manage, and I hope he does. Well, I mean, I'm not hoping, I expect him to. Yeah, I'll be like his father. Go hard, Te Ahuriri, and you will get there. Kia kaha. Tūmanako kia kaha. Kia pono ki te kaupapa. Mauri atu te wehi, te ihi te wehi o tō whānau. I tō taha, hei taonga, hei awhi, i roto i tō katumana. One word. Māori gotta have several.
Sun has come out. Sun has come out. Yeah, right in Whangala. This is Ahuriri house. So nice to have you boys here.
Yes, it's so good to be here.
A little bit gutted I didn't carry on, but that's the blood inside me wants to go. But the body, yeah.
So that was TA's time to be with his papa and really thank his papa for the time that he spent with him at hospital. And I think Pōtai is really significant. Papa's, he's always been about his mokopunas. So, you know, you say to Papa, Dad, don't forget he might have a bleed. He's all right. You know, then as you see him on the back of the tractor, and I'm like, gee, Dad. But, yeah, just happy times with his papa.
Get together. Tiger! Woo!
Okay.
Go till the sun goes down as far as the Canberra. And they dump in the bed and we're away.
Billy.
But you know, remember, bro, they but really feeling, bro, if you want to call it, call it. You want to keep clocking the Ks.
While the sun's still up. I'll catch the rest of them. That sun and see how far I can make it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You start thinking, we'll just jump in the van and wait. Do you want to charge to Ahuriri now? Jump on.
No.
You want to keep going?
There's a place.
The puya is...
There's one place, bro, that I've had in my mind. And then once I reach there, I'm over. Yeah, where their concrete thing is.
Okay, bro. We'll go there and then jump on and wait Ahuriri.
Got it, sweet.
30-something years, wanted to stop the car every time and just do that. Nanny, tiki, this bit here has been my greatest memory of you. I just wanted to acknowledge you. Mere aia taiapa, wife of Pene taiapa, my nanny who taught me nothing but love, pure love. That's the end of day 2. What a ride. This is all I had in my head. Once again, my nanny. You are part of this for me. And I dedicate the next ride to you. Love conquers all. Love has no boundaries. None. None. Yeah, man. Shit. Oh, there's no boundaries. It's assisted me this far. Kia ora. Kia ora, my nanny. To you. Yeah. One more time in the spark. And in the van you go. Look, Nan. Oh, I turned out alright, Nan. I turned out alright, Nan. I'll carry on your story. I just one more time. Yeah.
Ngā whakahi ko hikurangi, aurangi, tai, parikia, whanakau. Tētahi wāhi o whanakau kei roto i a whanau apanui. Hautahi, kei te kāinga hautahi e puhunga. Ko ngā awa, ko makatote, me te mata. E rere atu ana ki ngai ki te awa o tapu airo, e tira taho te maunga o waiaranga. Ka haere e nā wai katoa ki roto i te wai, te awa rongonui o te pepeha, waiapu, puta atu ki te moana mai i te urunga o te rā.
Never met you before, really well.
My campfire is your campfire, people. There's a pot of wild pork on in there. It's been simmering all day on the open fire, so it'll be falling off the bone. Take it back with you, man. We might be in for a top tour. That'll be a 200 if you'll buzz away. Proud of the old nephew. His little Odyssey he's on at the moment. You know, most able-bodied people wouldn't even attempt to do what he's doing at the moment, so really proud of him.
Tell my Uncle Graham I'm up here, I'm coming!
Proud of, you know, for his dad. He's a good mate of mine, and we got heaps of time for PA and his whānau.
Come here to acknowledge my father's mother's father. Maka te uhutu.
Maka te uhutu ka moe ki a Rui Harahuta. Ka puta ko mihi ko tukutuku ka moe i a Tākena Stirling. Ka puta ko maka te uhutu ka mata. And the nephew, of course, is a Mogopuna. And Henad is my younger brother. He's the 13th. He's number 13, the devil.
Okay. Thank you for everything. bring you some. Now, I wish you luck too, nephew, with the remainder of your journey. I know you'll find around the Stirling whānau around Raukokore they'll be pretty proud too.
Stupid idea, what's this?
Well, I remember we all went to the Hoya in Christchurch, and you and Tia were sitting in the back, and you guys were putting together this little plan, and I'm laughing to myself. Listen to these two. Instead of keeping to the kaupapa, they're off on their dream bikes going somewhere. You know, wonder how this is going to. This is not even going to work.
And tiki tiki.
It wasn't even the kaupapa, but you guys are putting together this plan, and you know, both engrossed in your moments of dreaming. And all I'm thinking is, you know, you two need to come back and listen to the kaupapa why we are here. But you went away from there, hey, and that was your guys' starting point. And I thought, wow, you guys have gone a long way. You've made it happen, and just proud of you, eh? And proud for Tio because he has accomplished something that he has put his mind to.
You, my nanny. Childhood playground. Alright, here slides. Your jungle gym. So many memories here. This is our life, ups and downs and bumps and potholes.
He'll let you know when he's putting the needle in.
Okay. So we'll save the next big bump.
Save the next bump for the needle, guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, keep going, bro.
Mind the bumps.
Oh, sweet as.
Mind the bumps.
Are you doing the treatment or am I doing
No, alright. I'm just worried for you, my bro.
We're here in Te Araro just to pay respects to my cousin Douglas Te Aho, who would have been 30 this year. It had so much to do with my life. He gave me so much strength, so much he, so much I can't even explain.
I suppose to begin, better say who I am, yeah. Kahu Stirling. One of Mark Stirling and Iritana Ahuriri's children. I'm number 5 of 13. Our grandfather, Duncan Stirling, was a builder. He was also an architect. The church, he designed that church, and he also built it. He was the one who designed it. He built it with the help of some other builders from Opoti. But it's not the only church he built. Also the one at Hicks Bay, he built that one. But in the time of the Wahine disaster, it was blown over. The one at Tikapa, he built that one. And there's one also in Tolaga Bay. This one here, at the time of the Wahine disaster, it had a tilt on it. And so you go down and see it now, it's propped up. Got stays on either side now, so the wind can't move it anymore. nah, it's wonderful, son, what you do. You know, like my brother said, man, you do it for a lot of people who think that, oh, haemophiliacs should just stay inside, take their pills and watch TV all day, you know. You know, too much. It's been a buzz for me to be part of you fellas down at Haemophiliac, and at the old where I was brought up. As my young fella said, this has been my bailiwick where I've been all over these hills. Miles and miles, just a young kid wanting to see the other side of that hill. And when I get to that hill, I want to see over that other hill. You know, the old days of just putting the salt in your pocket and whoosh, way out there for 2 days, just get a peek. Woo.
Kia ora whānau to my father and our bros.
Yes, but hey, you only got a couple of days, man. All you have to do is try hard at it, and then you fellas will accomplish, hey, a good trip. A trip to remember.
It's only a problem if you make it a problem.
That's right. Look at that, eh? Look at that, mate. Fancy having a son like that, eh? With philosophies like that, man can't go wrong in life, eh? Too much, my boy.
This is for you, mate.
Right, that's damn worth $50, boy.
Well, it was your $50.
I think he sees his haemophilia as a bit of a downgrade, you know, that he's not able to be his best like Willie Te Aho, you know, like all the other Stirlings. I had to come to haka, he's doing haka with him, banging his leg down, and I said, look at him, it's stamping his foot. The next thing he'll be limping. So, you know, I've seen that, I mean, he's very, very forward, and he pushes himself forward. He won't say, oh, they might tell him sit down, but they don't. Kika, they say kika instead.
No, rega wātua. That he was attempting something like that. Well, not attempting, that he was going to do something like that. Something very positive. As an example for other haemophilics, say, that, you know, you don't have to dwell in the negatives. But there are positives that one can achieve if you put your mind to it.
Sure.
So I got half a morphine this time, so I've been trying my best to cut it, but my body is so been needing the relief, the stress. So yeah. So it's 30th of September, just about 10 o'clock on Sunday. Just about to hit the gorge. Feeling quite good from yesterday's ride. Unbelievable. Yeah, same old routine. Pills, breakfast, treatment. Hitting that gorge today. See you down there.
Kia ora o pōtiki mai tāwhiti. Kia ora te whakatōhia. Iwi o te rohi. And heading through Tūhoi Junction.
I never knew where Papa camped in Waiwika Gorge, and then a couple of years ago I let TA drive us back to Auckland, and then he said, Mum, we'll stop at Papa's camp. And so that was the first time I'd seen it. Beautiful, beautiful little hideaway along the river there. I thought, oh, you know, and so those places are all significant to TA.
Fear you won't make it over?
Always. Every man has fear. I fear all the time. But if I dwell on that fear, then we wouldn't be here. Determination is overriding my fear. just wanted to say this is the start of the Motu River. So where we were yesterday at Omaio, racing for the Motu. Looking at the... Yeah, well, this is the start of it.
It starts here. That big river we went swimming at. This is it.
Not the Raukokiri.
No, that other one.
Yeah.
The Motu.
Yeah.
How do you know?
The date. What is the date?
30th? Is it?
Yes.
7:15?
Today's date is the 30th, 7:15. I got 25 k's in and then jumped in the van and went up Trafford's Hill, 725 metres. And now I'm feeling it. But the only time I've felt it all week, which is about right. Nah, not really. It used to be 3 days. So I'm just having the usual. That bleed in my elbow is kind of gnawing on me. I still need my arthritis pill. Time for dinner. Oh, well, now you see the real T8, the T8 that used to be every day. Got worse than this. But we're here in Marawai. Yeah. After Trafford's Hill, went up, went down, got to the one-way bridge and at the Motu River and cut. So tomorrow, 70 k's, 72 k's, I'm busy. So brothers, sorry, but I'm all good, brothers. See, you can do it. You can do physio an hour a day. Just rest of the day and you can do that for 2 years and you'll probably get to where I am now. So last day, 1st of October, leaving from Marawai. I dedicate this leg to my mother. To my mother who looked after me, always been by my bedside. Wherever the sunshine. You did your best, you did extraordinary things.
Wait.
I love you so much. Can't really say it too much because there's just too many words, too many stories. But I see the respect for wahine through my mum. My mum has had to hold. You know, watching your kid go through pain and not knowing you can't do anything. Well, that's when I started to realise it wasn't just about me. These feathers have guided me, and Mum, these are for you. You can hang them on your mirror in the car and always remember.
Remember though that what we are doing when we're trying to get people fit is not just build strength and aerobic capacity and fitness. We're trying to build resilience. Okay, and what that means is being able to do those sorts of activities that's historically people with haemophilia have been told to avoid. Now, I'm not advocating going and playing rugby or starting to do boxing if you have haemophilia, but remember where we've come from, where men with haemophilia were essentially discouraged from all physical activity and they were wrapped in cotton wool, and that had a disastrous effect on the musculoskeletal systems of people with haemophilia. And so cycling is a really good sport for people with haemophilia, but it's not without risks, and you've got to manage the risks, and that's where the building resilience comes in. That helps to manage that risk, and that's why after a year or so of training here, we felt that he was probably in a good space to try something like this.
Also, in a sort of a wider sphere, he's also got increasingly involved in the Haemophilia Foundation as a youth delegate and on the committee, and has set himself the task of being a bit of a role model for younger patients, where he goes along to some of the camps and encourages and emphasises the importance of physiotherapy and maintaining good muscle and joint function, to some of the younger children, which is a very positive thing. But there's also that other aspect, I think, that he is undertaking something that he wants to do, and he set himself a goal, and whatever he does, he will be, it will be a success. If he doesn't get through the whole thing, he will have still undertaken, he will have challenged himself, and he will set himself up as a role model, I think. He will also demonstrate that you can pull yourself back from the very brink of adversity, where you feel as though there's nothing, sort of no future for you. And in addition to that sort of role modelling, I think that he will have shown that if you really put your mind to anything, you can do it, and if you really challenge yourself, you can succeed.
And it's been a pride for me to see my son going through that sort of thing too, bro. He always says to me, "You're the man, Dad." And I said, "No, son. You the man."
Did you have any fear that he wasn't going to get there?
I guess for us the fear wasn't that he wouldn't make it. But as I said, it didn't really matter to me personally if he made it or not. It was the journey. The fear for me was that TA would come back to Auckland in an ambulance, in a helicopter, and we would have to deal with a major bleeding episode that could have been life-threatening. So again, that's in the back of the mind of all clinicians who manage bleeding disorders. What's the worst thing that can happen? And, he could have fallen off his bike in the middle of a gorge with no help around and no mobile phone signal or something like that. So I think those are real fears as well.
Pretty crazy, eh?
Welcome to our world.
It doesn't even feel like we just did that. That's how I feel like. Did we do it? I'm probably going to end up going home. You fellas will go home and I'll cry. Cry like a little baby. Job well done, guys. Job well done, brothers.
Feel quite awkward being here. You're the one who's done the job.
No. We all.
So this isn't quite it though, is it?
Well,
Where are you going to go from here? One last challenge, don't you?
up Kairi Hill.
Well, I think there's several things. I think it's a huge personal triumph for him. There's the realisation that he can do it, and it's been a long haul, that all the effort has been worthwhile. And I think he's also an inspiration to other young men to get off their chuffs and older ones and really realise the benefits of physical therapy and exercise. And I know that he's really trying to promote that message to some of the other guys even now.
There is it's a stigma. How are there immediately? Oh, there's something wrong with him. Everybody have whaiora. Doesn't matter whether you're healthy, whether you're sick, you still have the whaiora. A bit more than one will come out with it. Well, a bit more than come out with it. Yeah, that's a good one. I think we'll come out with it. And I think that's it. That aptly for me describes my nephew. And what he's, of course, that's the typical Ngāti, eh? Come out the way.
And knowing his body, I thought, no, he won't last, but oh well, this is your guy's dream, I can't interfere, we'll see how it goes. Well, amazingly enough, he made it. So, I thought, geez, he deserved to have the newspaper clip, because doctors in Gisborne who knew him well, like Dr. Gibson, Brian Gibson, that was his favourite GP, he would have been amazed and so proud of TA as well. And a lot of the nursing staff that TA still goes back and says hello to, from when he was in Ward 4, Gisborne Hospital. Yeah, some of them are still there, so yeah, he deserved that. I mean, everyone would have thought the same as me. He probably won't make it, but if he plans, it's a lot of planning around self-care to be able to accomplish it, and he did it, and that proves a lot.
Well, if he does make it, he will have demonstrated that anything is possible. From a personal perspective, I think he will have demonstrated that you can feel, you can be dealt a bad card, I guess, in life, but overcome that. So overcoming adversity. And he will have demonstrated himself as a role model for other, young people with haemophilia, indicating that anything is possible.
Sum that whole thing up in one word. What would be the word you use to describe it?
Click. Click.
I think I know we live in paradise, and a lot of people will just take it for granted. But so what the nephew's on is 100% behind him.
Yeah, they cover my faults, 'cause in this heart there's always a home. My love for you, my power blue. These colors reflect my world. These colors reflect my world. These colors reflect my world. Golden syrup brown. Whenever I'm in town, plenty garden greens keeps my mind at ease. Yeah.
No matter what any tough guy says, the man who says pain is to let you know you're alive is a guy who's never had any.
I'm here and I'm me. This is my whole sun and sea. That's me. That's me. Over the ocean. Sun over the ocean. Sun in the sea, that's me, that's me. Over the ocean, under the tree.
What I want to say is, it's my log. Yep. Today, tired. But good. It's the usual, it's the normal for me. But kia ora. Kia ora to my auntie. And my uncle. Uncle Albert Reedy. Auntie Em. The two boys. Albert and Joshua. And my support crew. And men. For being here for me and filling my way to a boxer. That's why I come home. That's what you see is everything that just.
People are the gems, bro.
Because you worked in the medicine days, do you, for haemophilia worldwide, let's say, how far has the treatment come in terms of from those days when they died to now? Like, do we have haemophilia rate of death?
If you're in a country which has good supplies of the missing blood factor, you can expect to have a normal lifespan. Somebody with haemophilia. But I need to say that at least 70 to 80% of the people in the world with haemophilia don't have any treatment. And so they still have a lot of crippling, a lot of arthritis, and a much shorter lifespan.